This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. Hey everybody, Carm Capriato, good to have you here. It's another Town Hall Academy. Love to do these things. You get some people together and talk about a singular topic. This topic is hot. It's about Vision KC coming up in March of 2025. But first, high fives to our great sponsors. You know, for over 30 years, NAPA Trex has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the best, most comprehensive SMS in the industry. Find NAPA Trex on the web at napatracs.com. And are you ready to optimize training? Use today's class. Get it. Roll out a training plan for your automotive shop in just 5 minutes a day. Boost knowledge, retention, and improve team performance. Start seeing results today. Have some fun, too, with some gamification. Join your peers at todaysclass.com. Well, who else would you expect to be on my panel here today but Sheri Hamilton, and I don't even know what his name is today. You chose Scott Manna. Nice.
I'm his fact procurer.
Fact procurer.
Oh, lucky him.
My real name is Matt Fanslow, but my full-time job is procuring facts about Scott Manna.
That's right. You are writing the quintessential biography, right?
Yes. It's difficult. There's so many.
Got it.
He beat up his shadow once because it was following too close. Now it keeps about 15 feet away from him at all times.
Does he own a gun?
I don't think he needs one.
All right, because you could be in the crosshairs. Anyway, Sheri Hamilton is here, the executive director of the Midwest Auto Care Alliance and the Vision Conference Manager. Hi, Sheri.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Everybody knows Sheri. I think everybody knows Matt, Riverside Automotive, Red Wing, Minnesota, trainer at Vision 2025, and the podcast.
I made it?
Yeah, you did. In fact, I looked up the schedule. Look at.
We still don't have handouts.
I looked it up. I think your name's in there 8 or 9 times. I don't know how the hell that happened, but okay, he's in there. Diagnosing the Aftermarket A to Z on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Very profound episodes each and every week. They take you to places you never expected to be. Thanks for being here, everyone. One of the best training conferences ever. Is it 30 years now?
It's over 30 years. I want to say we're at 30. I need to look up. I think we're 32, 33 years. So 32. Thinking it's 32. Yeah.
Yeah, 32, 33. Yeah. Totally amazing evolution of one of the best conferences for, if you think about it, focused 110% training. And Sheri, I've been on this warpath lately on my soapbox about trying to change the word training to continuing education. And when I tell it to people and I say football teams, you guys got a football team in Kansas City?
Oh, I think we do. Yes. Your victory barbecue arrives today.
Are you kidding me? Oh, I can't wait.
Yes, it arrives today.
So as a little side note, Tracy and I have been always on our side seats, always, every time Kansas City plays. And we finally, this year, they had their first loss to the Buffalo Bills. And so we didn't even decide to have a bet. Sheri just emailed us and said, when do you want your barbecue?
Yes.
Because we've been sending buffalo wings up there for, 3 years in a row now, I think.
You guys won't even play with me because if the Vikings win or lose, I guess, I would send you guys lutefisk. So.
Oh, just what we want, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yum. Yeah, exactly.
Don't knock it. I've tried it.
Anyway, continuous education versus training. And I was telling some independents this morning at a meeting, I said, football teams train, golfers train, basketball players, they train. If you are going to be a metal worker, you need to train how to be careful in body and soul, not to get hurt by the metal you're around. So I love the word continuing education because what I think it does to the shop owner and to the specialists who work inside the business is they realize that continuous training means a lifelong commitment to learning. And I think Vision is one of those magnets that bring us all there. I can't wait for you to tell us what's going on. How did you come up with this great name, the poster for Vision, License to Skill? Brilliant. So tell us how that stuff comes up. How do you come up with this?
So our team just gets together and we brainstorm theme ideas and how we could carry it through. And this was the winning theme for this year. We have a few ideas packed away for future years, but it's going to be hard to top this one. So we've got a lot of fun. And then on site, there will be a few surprises throughout the event.
Did you have to get any kind of copyright stuff from The James Bond people?
Because we're far enough away from that and doing the license to skill. Yes, there is an S at the front of that. So it's been fun, though. Really kind of taking out your James Bond investigative pursuit of education. So
yeah, just the picture of the, if you will, the spy, he can't be good at that. There are things he has to do to become an 007. And, oh my God, that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Just watch John Wick. You're good.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Instead of having certain levels inside of our shops, let's come up with double O's.
There you go. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Sure, we could get
I would be 000.
So is 7 better than you or not?
Way better.
Can we do negative numbers? Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably have to be like negative something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Negative 007.
So
The opposite.
yes.
So March 6th through the 9th, 2015, Overland Park Convention Center, 3,500 attendees, probably even more this year, 100 different courses, all kinds of sponsors and exhibitors. You learn so much at Vision. And look, if you're not signed up for Vision, or you're saying, I got to go again this year, or this may be my first, visionkc.com, right?
That's the website where you'll find all of the information. Last year, we actually had over 3,800 attendees. This year, we're on pace to, again, do record numbers. And we actually have 135 sessions throughout the 3.5 days.
Wow. See, all this stuff I got off the website, but I apologize.
That's okay.
It's always great to speak to the person in charge to get the latest, most important stuff. When do you have to start planning Vision, Sheri?
We're already planning next year. I mean, the planning never stops, but what we do is after the end of the prior year, we're taking a look at all of the surveys, the evaluations that happened. Then our team on site has ideas of how can we perfect this? How can we make it better? Our committee and our members. And so we take all of those ideas. We meet for several days where we're focusing in on different topics of the program and just trying to perfect it and make it even better. So it's a never-ending process. And then we start looking for courses about 9 months out. It's all history after that. So we just keep working and perfecting and trying to change it to where you don't feel like you've already been there, done that. We want everybody to have that FOMO if they're not there.
And I think there's a lot of people that say, oh, damn, I can't make Vision today. When you hear people upset that they can't make it because of scheduling conflicts and stuff, that it's the premier event to go to. Now, I want to talk a little bit very early on in the episode about the phenom that I've noticed over every year that I've been there. More and more and more teams of shops are showing up and they're closing. Travis Troy wrote a great blog. He's been on my show to talk about how you get a budget together. Sometimes you pick the people, you leave the place open for, maybe a vacation style coverage for your customers. And I think we need to get this message to the professional shop owner. You don't know it, but your doctor goes to training. You'll never know it because they schedule around it. If he's not there, you'll never know. That's how they work their schedule. So you can't say, I can't leave my customers need me. Well, patients need doctors, but they make it work. And if we told our clients, 2 months ahead, we're going to be closed this Friday and Saturday or however many hours you're open, it works. And the benefits, everybody said it's not just the training, Sheri, it's everything else.
Correct. Yes. A lot of shops that actually, like you say, close their shop down on Wednesday. And then Thursday through Sunday, they're in sessions and they're learning. They'll take everyone. And so we have classes available for every level, every position within the shop. And a lot of that is to be able to create a team culture and having that motivation, having the team building, and then having that learning culture. And it's so important. And they really get a lot, not only of the learning, but being able to spend time with their work peers and with the owners and have a great experience. And they'll drive in, they'll fly in. We had attendees last year from 46 states and 7 international countries. So they come from everywhere.
I think it's a trend that we have to get behind in the industry. And the reason we're doing this episode is not just because I love vision, and it's important to talk about this event and to get you motivated and signed up for it. But we've got to talk about some scholarships. We've got to talk about some awards coming up here. We will. We've got to get you motivated to go and see the power that vision can bring, not only to the continuing education commitment you have in your business, but the camaraderie that gets built around this and the people you meet in the networking. There's so much value. It's not just about continuing education. It's so much more than that. And, I've always said, make sure you control the classes that people go to. Then they all have to come back and share with us what they learned. Because when you teach, you learn. That's the philosophy of how important it is to bring it back.
And that you share with your fellow peers to, what did you learn? And, hey, here's some great information. This is a great instructor. You need to look at taking his class some other time in the year, some other event. Or if when you return to vision the following year, there's a lot that can be shared, and you can take bits of information that you receive from a class. So a lot of our shops that attend will have a follow-up meeting the week after, and everyone has to share several things that they get out of each of those classes. And there's a lot of classes to choose from, and sometimes you have to spread your team out to be able to attend all of it, to be able to share those. Sometimes there's little gold nuggets in each class that you can come away with and you can share with your team and make everyone better.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of shop owners and I said, how do you pick the classes? Well, we let our people pick first, and then we sit down with them and say, why? And if you have control of your great business, you know where you're headed. Maybe there's some EV training that has to happen. Maybe there's some management training that some of your people that you see on your career pathing need to go to. So let your people pick first, confirm it, and then go for it. And I think vision gives you, look at the classes. You see that one that I have? If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I'm holding up a sheet with a yellow line. That yellow line says Tech Talks. How the hell did you pick Fanslow to do that?
Lack of options.
Oh, I know, right? And we keep inviting him back to do that. It was a great idea that Matt brought to us years ago. And what better way to be able to support future trainers within our industry? Some of our trainers are getting older and retiring out, and we need to be able to foster not only new technicians, but foster those who are going to be supporting and educating the future of our industry. This actually is the ability to let some technicians who have always wanted to experience what it is in the front of the room to be able to teach on a topic that they know without having to prepare a full class and being able to be supported. And Matt does an incredible job creating a very positive environment and a lot of fun within that.
Yeah, he's an encouraging guy. Matt, you love to do this stuff?
I mean, I tolerate it.
Well, we tolerate him as well.
I very much look forward to it just because I believe in it. And not because I came up with it, but I believe in the idea, like Sheri mentioned, that what's the pathway? Like Carm, I know you've presented before, but let's just say, I've been doing the podcast for a while. You've got all this information, so many things that you would love to tell people, but you're looking at it going, I don't know if I got 3 hours worth. I don't know if I got 4 hours worth. And I don't know if I want that kind of pressure. What's your pathway? How do you end up in the front of a classroom? Either you go for it and risk failure, and then there's some credence to that, but, will you be selected? Oh, he has no training experience. The topic, it doesn't even really work in the field. Well, here's a path that you don't have to carry the class. You can say, I think I've got a legit 30 minutes here, 45 minutes. And by the way, there's going to be others that are going to go up before me, after me, however that falls. Now you don't have all that pressure. You're going to be nervous enough standing in front of a group of people, but you don't have to do it for 3-4 hours. You don't have to worry, do I have enough slides? Do I have enough material? Am I going to get all the way through it all? I only got halfway through my book. Are people upset? You can get up there and get a feel for it and say, I like this. Maybe somebody's in the back watching going this guy's got that it factor. I'm going to try to track him down. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to her and say, hey, you ever thought about doing this more often? Would you be interested in doing this a couple times a year? Whatever. It provides a path that I don't think really existed otherwise.
It's a fabulous incubation opportunity. Matt, have you had anyone come up to you after you've been doing Tech Talks now, I think for maybe 3 years?
And longer than that.
Yeah, I think longer.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
Anybody now has cream to the top and says, you know what? I think I can do something like this in the real world, as a side gig to be a trainer.
Yeah, absolutely. And better yet, the last, I would say maybe couple years after the class, attendees will walk up and say, how do I sign up? How could I be a part of this? That didn't happen the first couple of years, but it's happening now. Or I'll get messages saying, hey, you know what? I think I have a case study I could do. I don't know if it'll last 30 minutes, but I think I could do this. And I can put them on the list and pick out however many will fit into the block of time we have. That hasn't happened before. So that's really, really cool.
It's a fabulous incubator, Sheri. I can't imagine you figuring out, you said it just a few minutes ago. Ooh, I don't know how quickly this year went by for you, but it went by pretty fast for me. And there's so much going on that says, who's going to come on board and who's going to start slowing down? I think there's a trainer or two that said, hey, I got to start slowing down. I'm going to do less classes, or I may not even go to Vision. Well, what happens when you have a really key trainer that you really count on for being there? Their content is so good. Their presentations are so good. People swarm to their classes and they want to slow down. So it's brilliant. It's just a wonderful thing. Let me switch gears to the 2025 scholarships and award opportunities. I know there's a deadline coming up and we want to talk about this. This is going to be presented like I think on the maybe the 3rd of January this may come out. So if you're listening to us and you hear some really tight dates, scholarship stuff ends what, the 8th?
Yes, the Vision Management and Technical Scholarships, that deadline is January 8th. So it's an easy process where you can go online, just go to visionkc.com, look under attendees and scholarships, and there's an online application that you can complete. You only have to complete one application that gets your application reviewed for multiple scholarships that are offered. So great opportunities. And if you haven't been able to experience Vision, you have a financial difficulty that prevents you from being able to experience it or need some assistance with that, these scholarships are all designed to be able to help bring you to the event and help experience it. And many of the scholarships are done in memory of people who have been involved with Vision, either training or attending or leadership within Midwest Auto Care Alliance, that they wanted to, in their remembrance, for wanting to carry that forward.
There's the Harvey Chan one. Of course, Matt, one of your bestest friends, Tim Cummings and Anthony Williams, just to name a few. So awards every year. When's the deadline for the awards, like the Educator of the Year?
So that's January 22nd. So you have a little more time for that one. And that's where you can apply for Service Facility of the Year. We have Facebook of the Year. There are different awards. And what we're wanting to do is honor and recognize those shops that are going above and beyond. And so there are a lot of different awards that you can apply for. Again, those are all available on the website and can be done online. Used to be, a written application and you had to fax it in, email it in. We're trying to make that easier experience for everyone. There's a best places to work, best TikTok, best Facebook and Instagram. Also, there's a Radical Generosity, which is done by Shop Marketing Pros. We have a Humanitarian Award, a Best Website Award, Educator of the Year. And then we have Service Facility of the Year. So it's a great recognition for a shop who really goes above and beyond. And the only prerequisite to be in the Service Facility of the Year is, and for all of these awards, is you have to be an attendee at Vision. So if you're planning on coming to Vision, definitely take a look through these awards and find out where you think that you might shine. And we'd love to have your application.
Let's face it, your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. NAPA Trax was built from the ground up to make your business more profitable and efficient. We provide an extensive set of tools to increase and track profitability in real time. NAPA Trax offers the industry's best post-sale support, hands down, and we train your people on site. Yep, on site. And we offer remote refresher training 10 times a week, and customer support is open 6 days a week. Give us a call, visit the website, or join our Facebook community today to learn more. We'll prove to you that Trax is the single best shop management system in the business. NAPA Trax is always customized and tailored for you, whether you're a one-man shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice. Visit us on the web at NAPATRACS, that's NAPATRACS.com. Transform your team with today's class, where automotive training is easy, quick, and fun. Just 5 minutes a day on our app can eliminate hours of looking up forgotten information later. It's perfect for technicians, advisors, and managers alike. Keep critical knowledge fresh and top of mind, ensuring your team operates at peak efficiency. Today's class is impactful, accessible from anywhere, and a bit of fun too, and we're not talking about after-hours pizza either. For training that gets results, turn to todaysclass.com. Matt, what do you hear from the close contacts that you have that are top technology specialists like you are about vision? What's their takeaway? I think for some of the people that, Sheri, I'm sorry, but I'm all over the place, and so are you. But when you come up to people and you say, have you been to Vision? And they say, I don't know about Vision. It's amazing. You think that, 4,000 people show up, but, 50,000 know about it. There's still a learning curve out there. Matt, what's the story that we need to tell our industry?
Well, if you're talking about like the ones we would call that top tier, I think overwhelmingly Vision played a tremendous role in them getting to that level for multiple reasons. One, the course content, being able to see the instructors they got to see in rapid fire succession, right? It wasn't so much, go to a class every other month or every once a year somewhere. A class, they could see that instructor a couple of times. They could see this group of instructors a couple of times over a long weekend and just have their batteries recharged, right? You start hitting the wall, go to a Vision, go to these classes, pick up a few things or a lot of things, and you go back just refreshed, oddly enough. Even though you're operating on about 4 hours of sleep a night, you're refreshed. The networking, the connections that they make. A lot of these people are my friends because of Vision. I met them at Vision. So it's hard to talk about Vision without talking about Harvey, at least from my perspective. I had interacted with him online on a professional network for a while, but I got to meet him in Kansas City at Vision in the hotel lobby. And that's where we became friends. That's where a friendship started. And it's not just him. There's so many. If I start rattling them off, it sounds like I'm name dropping, but that is as important as the training, making those connections with those people who are similar mindsets or similar desires to learn and expand their skill sets and bounce ideas off of stuff like that. How do you put a price tag on that? You can't. And all because you went to Vision and didn't stay in your hotel room. Like you went to class, hung out in the lobby, ended up going to dinner with a group of people you barely knew. And the next thing you know, text messaging, emailing, private messaging, whatever. And you form this group. And now this group grows together and Vision becomes kind of this almost networking hub.
I want to stop for a minute and try to remind the audience, it's not cliquey. It's so valuable. The friendships become so powerful. The knowledge transfer, everybody's got a singular focus and a goal. We've talked for years on this show about the hotel lobby. It's almost like its own event, Sheri. It's just like there's Vision and then there's the hotel lobby. And when people say, you guys don't, and then they go, oh my God, it's like there's a kinetic energy. Everybody's connected. You ever see those, virtual dots? Everybody's walking around connected. That's what the whole hotel lobby looks like to me.
And I think that's one of the things about Vision is you don't have all of these other distractions. It's very much about learning and having the Vision experience. There are other things to do, and teams, shops will take their team out to a dinner, to a team activity, whether it be the Top Golf or whether it be there's game shows, there's iFlies, there's all kinds of things that you can do to help further that experience. But then you come back and you're in that hotel lobby bar, and it's not a big, obnoxious drinking fest. It's people sharing, and it's friends, and it's new friends getting together. And it's like really a family reunion. Isn't that how you would describe it, Matt?
Yeah, that's probably really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of hugs, high fives, handshakes, and it's very much a family reunion type experience.
Yeah. It's why do I wait a whole year to see you? You say, I just wish we could do more together because I so enjoy your company. And we hear that all the time. Anything going on with the keynote speakers, some great presenters that you have going on? I don't see anything listed yet on that. Can we be the first to know?
Yes, well, you can be the first to know. We're actually making the announcement tomorrow. This will be airing in January, so the cat will already be out of the bag.
The cat will be out of the bag, right?
Yes, we are very excited to announce that our Thursday morning opening keynote speaker is Marcus Lemonis. Exactly right. On people, processes, and product. And so that is going to be a great Thursday morning opening session. You'll join us for breakfast and then for a keynote. Then for Friday's management lunch keynote, we actually have Brittany Hodak, and she's all about the customer experience and superfans, creating superfans. So how can you create your customers into the next superfan for your business? And then we're topping it off with Saturday morning. We are having another keynote with John Dorenbos, NFL Eagles player. Actually, you may recall seeing him on America's Got Talent. So he is going to be our Saturday keynote and has a very entertaining but very, very inspirational message for everyone attending Saturday morning.
So cool. Wow. We're privileged to know that. What a lineup, Sheri. You outdid yourself. Let me share my takeaways on the Marcus Lemonis. I haven't watched that show in a long time, but I was really a terrible, crazy fan of this thing. I never wanted to miss his show because there was so much to learn. When he went over people, process, and product, it was Matt. One day, Carm, you got to watch The Bear. And I wrote my whole entire declaration on that one moment. And I kept saying, Matt, I don't have time. I get up and do my keynotes and I tell the story of how Matt pounded the hell out of me to watch that show, which started my whole entire declaration. And I've been giving keynotes everywhere on it. Well, Marcus Lemonis, every time I watch that show, and he's not buying businesses, or he is buying businesses because of the heavy lift of people, product, and process. And I said, if we could only get some of our marginal performers in our own industry to watch this show and go to relate it to, don't watch it for entertainment value, watch it to bring it back inside. What can you learn from that? Powerful stuff. Whew.
Yes. So it'll be a great Thursday opening general session.
I would be looking forward to that. And then we've got the High Tech Tool Expo. That's Thursday night, 3 hours Thursday night. The coolest stuff ever you can get a chance to see there.
It's just a little bit of a highlight of what's on the big show floor. And it's hard to have enough time to dig into diagnostic equipment and spend time with reps and really get your questions answered to know maybe a tool that you've already purchased or a tool you're looking to purchase, being able to find additional information and actually have somebody right there who can answer your questions. And so that's when we created this High Tech Tool Expo on Thursday evening, just a little bit of extra time to be able to spend time with those companies and a few more.
Okay, the big commercial. Let's go. Website, dates. Let's do this again.
Yes. Website, visionkc.com. The date's March 6th through the 9th. It's a Thursday through a Sunday. We're done by Sunday at 11 o'clock. So it gives you time to be able to get your team on back, get a little bit of rest, and get started in your business on Monday and start taking all the things that you learned through the weekend and apply it to your business and make some changes.
Yeah, go online, Matt. I mean, it's so impressive, to download, to print out the schedule and to see some incredibly accepted trainers that are out there. I mean, you really have the cream of the cream, and I thought I knew everybody, but I don't, because there's so many new faces or new people. And if not, they're not new to training, but yet they may be new to vision. And I am so impressed with the titles, the topics, and the people. And I mean, you're going late on Saturday. Aren't you going till 6 o'clock Saturday?
Yes, because we have extra time for the lunch. It takes a lot to be able to get everybody through lunch. And so it's some time to spend on the exhibit hall. It's important to go into the exhibit hall Friday night and Saturday because these exhibitors help underwrite some of the costs. It would be a lot more expensive to be able to have the registration cost and the coverage. The food and beverage costs are just enormous. And so that helps underwrite a lot of that. When you're paying $5.75 for a can of soda, it's crazy what the costs are. We want to be able to support those exhibitors and spend time with them on Saturday. So if you're looking to purchase equipment, purchase software, we ask that you give exhibitors at Vision the first opportunity to be able to have your business and, at least, investigate and go through that list of exhibitors ahead of time and say, hey, this is who I want to meet. Maybe spread that responsibility out with your team to say, hey, okay, these are the tools, these are the investments we're looking to make this year. Now, we want you to go here. We want you to go here. It's a big floor, but it's manageable. It's 60,000 square feet, plus we've spilled out into the foyer. So it's a very manageable floor that you can do. Every company you can think of, every product and service you can think of is represented on that floor.
Yeah, I mean, not only are you learning in the classrooms, but if you go out there to meet, to shake hands at the Expo Hall, I think there's so much value to meet executives or junior executives of companies and tell them what you feel, what you think, touch and hold a product. Ask the tough questions that you've never sat down and decided to type into Google. Ask it to a person, a real life person.
It's probably too strong of a word, but as an attendee, I'll say what I feel. I feel obligated to walk through that trade show floor and visit vendors. Of course, the ones I want to see, of course, but some of the other ones, because we don't know what you don't know, but they pay whatever they pay to be there for the opportunity to interact with you. And of course, they're trying to sell stuff, but also, like Sheri said, the reason the cost to go to Vision has stayed so affordable and stable is because of those vendors. They shell out a good bit of money to be there, as well as many other sponsors, but the vendors are main sponsors. They're the reason that happens. And the least we could do is give them some of our time and see what they have to offer, and probably be taken aback with, I didn't know it did this. I didn't know this even existed. I didn't know this was available to us. I didn't know there was even a company that would do this. So I guess I would feel obligated to spend some time at that trade show and visit them. And like you said, shake their hand and even thank them a little bit or a lot bit for being there. And kind of they're rewarding us for being able to attend Vision and pay what we pay for the pass, the 4-day pass, the 3-day pass, weekend pass. We need to reward them for helping make that possible.
When I think of the expo floor, I think of the word options. Let me tell you what I think. So I happen to have a product, a service, a vendor, something, and I'm happy with it. And I've never, ever even thought of typing in something like this to learn about something new. And if you walk by a booth and it's almost a similar product that you have, but you're happy with, why not go and say, hi, I'm from, tell me about your product. And the research that you can end up having to find out is you may think you have the best sliced bread until you start asking, tell me about your product. What do you guys do? My shop's here. Do you have people in it? I'm struggling with this. I see a sign that says that. And if you go in there, not only to be a great student in all the classrooms, Sheri, but to be a great student at the expo. But you're the teacher. You're in charge. You start asking the questions. You start getting all the input. You're taking away brochures. You're taking pictures of people. You're getting to meet new people that one day you say, I was at Vision and I remember this. You go to the folder that you've saved all your stuff with, and now you've created options. That's what the expo floor is all about.
And you can get your team involved in that process. And there are also a lot of show specials that go on. So there's an opportunity when you come to Vision that you can take advantage of those show specials. Glad
we're going to be there for the first time ever. I have a class and it's already sold out.
It didn't take long.
It didn't take long.
Is it that little boardroom by the bathroom?
No.
Oh.
They're moving out the janitorial equipment so that we can get in there. But it was a very limited class, a mastermind class. Thank you for having us to do this. It'll be the second time I'm doing it. And the first time I did it, it was off the charts. And we love it because CEOs, the shop owners, can get together and I facilitate just a very lively discussion on trends and topics to help each other out. So thank you for having us there. Let's wrap this up. This was a great episode. We learned a lot. We learned about the speakers. We heard about what Matt's doing. Matt, you're also doing a key class, right?
I mean, I'm there. I make Andrew do all the work. And then
Poor Andrew. Andrew's responsible for the handout.
I toss in like a movie quote here and there. And yes,
he does. They do a phenomenal hands-on class, which is another thing that you find a lot at Vision as far as hands-on live car classes, just hands-on activities. within some of the classrooms. So it's really important to get registered quickly and get on a mailing list and know when that opening date of when registration is opening. But you can still, even though classes are sold out, I still recommend going back and checking, because sometimes people will change classes. Sometimes they'll need to cancel for some reason. Some of those sessions do open up and, seats become open and sold various times. But yes, Matt and Andrew do a great job with that class. It's hard. We're very tactile learners as, in this industry. And so being able to have a learning experience to be able to support that, and also to have a learning experience where you're sitting in a classroom setting. So you have chairs with a table in front of you to be able to take notes, to be able to relax. The classes are not theater setting when you're side to side. That makes it very difficult learning process and just very uncomfortable experience. And so we have most of our classes, I would say probably 90% of our classes are set up in that classroom style to make for a better learning experience as well.
And so let's end this thing with one really great idea that you just hit me with, Sheri. I had no idea how to end this. And Matt, you need to help me with this. I'm in a vision class. Somewhere I've got my digital handout, but I remembered I needed to bring paper and pen just in case I had a wild idea and I wanted to write it down. But the most important thing about any vision class is who's sitting to the left and who's sitting to the right. Finish what I was trying to say. The power of networking and meeting new people. And if you've got business cards, please bring them. It still doesn't all happen at the hotel lobby because you can't fit 3,500 people in the hotel lobby. My point is that the networking that this kind of conference brings to you and your business, fellow CEOs, fellow technicians, technology specialists, mechanical specialists, all of this, it's all swirling. And if you don't stop for a moment and think of that power that resides to your left or right or behind and forward, you're missing an opportunity. Don't be bashful. Don't be alone. Meet new friends.
It's great advice. And the mobile app definitely helps you connect with those. If you don't get their contact information, look them up in the mobile app. So it's great.
Boy, yeah, that's true. Great mobile app. Well, thanks so much for being here. Sheri Hamilton, Executive Director of the Midwest Auto Care Alliance, Milwaukee, and the Vision Conference Manager. And Matt Fanslow from Riverside Automotive, trainer at Vision 2025 from also Diagnosing the Aftermarket A to Z podcast on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Matt, thank you so much for being here. Sheri, we do look forward to the barbecue and our continued incredible rivalry between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, may it continue on. So
may it continue.
Yes, exactly. Thank you again for having me today. It's been a great honor to be able to talk about vision and look forward to seeing everyone there.
And thanks for the scoop on the speakers. Appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. Sounds great.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier automotive aftermarket podcast. Until next time.